All right, giving it the old 1-2 here this time around, our second attempt. Well, welcome to the stream. My name is Matt. I'm part of the Roll the Level team, and tonight is about taking a deep breath, kicking back, relaxing, and enjoying some gaming. For those that have never joined our stream before, we are the Roll the Level team. I am one of 3 co-hosts for the Roll the Level podcast. There's myself. There's Dame, who you may have seen on Monday nights. He's been playing through some Chrono Trigger recently, which is just awesome. And then we also have Sarah, who is, I would argue, the mastermind of our whole team. She does a lot of the back-end research and a lot of the work for us. And just doing an awesome job on Tuesday night streaming as well. And then there's me. I work crazy hours, so I usually, by Wednesday, want to take a deep breath and just kick back. And so that's what the stream is all about. We invite you to join us on Fridays as well, as we kind of team stream and play some awesome co-op games. Recently, we've been playing Drake's Hollow, which is this really cool co-op experience, and it's a lot of fun. But tonight is about chillin'. We have been playing through one of my favorite classic RPG games of all time, Torchlight, and it is just it's been an absolute party to play through. And so we're going to pick that up again tonight in just a second here. But I'm curious how you guys are doing. Has your week been crazy? Have you been able to relax? What's it look like for you? Let me know in the comments. And when we do that, we'll jump back into some Torchlight, picking it back up here. We have been battling our way through this game. It has been a very interesting adventure of late. I'll be honest, I've gotten lost more times than once in this. But hopefully tonight we can finish that up. And I've got another game in the wings waiting for us, so it'll be good. Give me just a second here, guys, to check the levels, make sure everything is working all right as we dive in here. All right. Okay. Just setting everything up. There we go. Making sure we are good to go this evening. For those that don't know, we're all very new to streaming, still figuring this all out. So bear with us as we figure out the tech. But we're gonna jump in and see how this goes here. So I'm not sure if you can hear the desktop audio or not. I know it's quite quiet for me, so I'm actually gonna turn that up a little bit. Give me about a mo here. Just bring that up a little bit. I should probably bring my gain up a bit too. There we go. Jump back into game. That's a little better. Let me know in stream if that sounds okay. I'm just gonna kick into it here tonight. So up to this point, we have been working to figure out why everything's been so unstable in Torchlight, and we finally got through and discovered there was some baddies down below that were actually causing all of the turmoil up top. So now I believe, if I remember correctly, it has been some time since I played this game. We are actually in the last 4 levels of the dungeon here, trying to work our way through the old Goblin Fortress and work our way down. So we'll see how that progresses this evening. Here, let me just kick it out here. So this is a great game. I had mentioned this last stream. This was put out by a company called Runic, which was founded by a lot of the team that built Diablo 2, actually. Some of the main lead designers on that team came over for this one and started a new company, and 11 months later had produced this awesome, awesome game. I actually think we need to go this way now that I'm remembering correctly. Here we go. Get going here. So, 11 months they produced an entire ARPG that brought together some of the best elements from games like Diablo 1 and 2, like a little game called Fate, which is where you see this pet kind of inspired from. Great thing about the pet system in this game is that you can actually get your pet to go sell some of your things for you, which is just awesome. So I will actually probably be doing that shortly. That's worth keeping. Okay.
I can't.
That's not too bad too. We'll get rid of that, get rid of those, clear those out. Let's actually switch these out here for something a little better. There we go. Beauty. All right, we will continue on. Keep on keeping on. All right, here we go. So I don't know about you guys, but it has been a crazy week for me. We got a lot of projects going on right now. That's just absolutely bonkers busy, but it's a lot of fun. So can't go wrong there when you're doing things you love to do. So, but let's dive in here, see how things are going. As always, we got our trusty coffee. I am in dire need of coffee today. I'm going to enjoy this. We have, my wife and I used to buy coffee all the time. I mean, literally all the time. Spent way too much money on coffee a month. And so we mathed it out and figured out that if we saved up the money per month that we used to buy coffee out, within a couple months we could actually buy a really nice coffee machine. And so that's what we ended up doing. So we have this really nice Breville espresso machine that just makes amazing Americanos. And so that is basically what I live on now, is Americanos. And it's amazing. I would never go back. I love this so much. It's like a warm hug, but all over. It's great. Love it. All right, here we go. Let's jump in here. So I have been watching some, in my few spare hours a week that I have, I've been actually rewatching some classic trilogies. Actually, a good buddy of mine and myself took 3 nights over like 4 weeks and rewatched all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Which, man, when you go back after like years, it's one of those things that you remember a movie, but then when you go back and rewatch it, and it's like it's been just long enough that rewatching it's like watching it for the first time. Like, yes, you know the ending, but just that experience, that cinematic experience, I definitely experienced that with Lord of the Rings this time, which was just absolutely awesome. To go back and re-watch all of that great content was just, it was gold, man. It was so good. And so thoroughly enjoyed that. It was really good, but it got me thinking about like all the other, like some of my other favorite trilogies out there. Because there's so many good trilogies, and I'd love to hear from you guys what kind of trilogies you're into. But you know, trilogies are an interesting beast to try to manage, I think, because you know, the first one is always that wonder and expectation, because you don't know anything about, you know, typically don't know anything about the world that you're about to enter through, you know, through this medium. And so it's so much about discovery and wonder and things like that, which is always great. And then by the second movie, like, you've kind of, you know, the hero has figured out who they are. They've got at least a basic idea of their abilities and what they can do, or whatever the arc is. The character has been developed. And so it's really about taking it to that next level. But I find where most trilogies struggle is that third movie of how do you close this all in? How do you wrap this all up? How do you bring it to the, you know, to the grand conclusion? And I mean, the great thing about Lord of the Rings is obviously it's based on the books, and the books did just such a great job of this. And the movies tried really hard to capture a lot of those same story beats and essence pieces without obviously taking, you know, 40 hours to get through. And so it was kind of a nice, I mean, with Lord of the Rings specifically, the ending was a little frustrating because it was like the ending that never ended. And yet they still we didn't get to see the ending I wanted, which is when they go back to the Shire. The Shire's been taken over and they have to fight in the Shire. Probably one of I felt like that was the real close for the Hobbit arc, was just to come home and be the defenders, right? To leave the kids and come back the heroes. And they never really got to capture that in the movies the way I would have liked, but c'est la vie is what it is. Welcome to the stream. It is so good to have you here this evening. I'm just actually getting into this conversation. I've been revisiting old trilogies and trying to figure out what makes a good trilogy, and I have some favorites, but I would love to hear yours as well. I think we went, wait, what did we just do? Did we just come from here? Anyway, talking about trilogies. Hey, Will, it's you. Hey, buddy. It's good to have you, man. Hope you're up for yeah, man. I hope you're up for a discussion on movie trilogies, because I've got so many things to say about it. Because I've been, again, rewatching Lord of the Rings, processing what makes a good trilogy. And I think there's some unique challenges inherent to trilogies that you don't find in like even like the Marvel stuff you don't find because you have so much longer. But trilogies try to do this thing. This is Torchlight. Yes, we're actually wrapping up. I think tonight we'll be wrapping up Torchlight. This might be it right here.
We found it. I believe I can operate the forge.
OG Star Wars. I've got some comments on that.
I should even be able to remove the corruption without diminishing the strength the Ember has granted you. Take your place on the platform.
Oh, this could be actually the end of the game. So OG Star Wars was great because it was such a great example of the hero's journey, right? Like you get to see this full kind of circle of the hero's journey in it, which was awesome.
So, have you come to join us? I knew you would hear Ordrak's call.
Also, how are the audio levels? They all right, buddy?
Master Ulrich, you would never serve such a destructive power. It's the corrupted Ember affecting your mind. If Ordrak is the source of this plague, then it is our...
I taught you about duty, Sil, but it is time for a new lesson. With Ordrak's power, we can reshape the world.
That's good, buddy. I just enjoy hanging out and talking about pop culture, so it works out all right. Cool. All right, I'm on the platform. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, though, because I was only quarter paying attention to that. So, yeah, interesting thing about the Star Wars trilogy. Again, it is... Oh, great. Thank you for letting me know, Will. We're still trying to figure this out. I probably spent like 3 hours last night rerouting all of the audio on my system through Voicemeeter so that I could isolate channels and balance things better. I'm a bit of an audio freak that way, so hopefully we're getting there. It is a work in progress. I feel like we're moving forward, and that's always exciting. So, anyway, back to your comment on the OG trilogy or Star Wars trilogy. 100% agree. I'm curious, just as a side note, what is your favorite of those three movies? What is your favorite? Anyway, mine is definitely Empire Strikes Back for various reasons. I think probably one of the biggest reasons is I felt like it is a little hard, right? Oh yeah, trying to balance all this stuff is so crazy. If you haven't used Voicemeeter, I do recommend it. It's a bit of a process to get your head around using it, but it allows you to isolate everything. The one with both. Oh, with Hoth. I was like, both? I don't understand. Hoth, yes, that's Empire. It was so good. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. I love that tone, the tone of that movie, that like desperation of the rebellion and that, the underdog story. Always the best story for sure. So good. I'm just going to clear this inventory out here. Do we need those? Oh man, that's a pretty good increase. Yes. Oh my word. So that moment, like, I don't know if you ever saw the making of those movies, but it's really cool because a lot of those moments with the walkers and stuff, like they did the miniatures and mapped them in, and just, man, they literally invented technology for that movie. And it just like VFX as we know it, a lot of it finds its roots in those movies, which is just brilliant. Which is why, Industrial Light and Magic's so amazing. Their roots were in that stuff. So, yes, agreed, 100%. Totally agree with you on that one too. So yeah, Empire Strikes Back was amazing. What I loved about that trilogy, and I was saying this just before you jumped on, a good trilogy is one that can kind of bring the story to a complete close where you feel satisfied in the end. Like I think every trilogy tries to do that, but a trilogy that really, like, you walk away satisfied with how they make it end, or how they end it, is a hard task. It's got to be so hard. Yeah, I agree. The VFX in those movies, I 100% agree with you on that. The fact that you can still watch them today, and for the most part they hold up, like visually, that's a testament right there for the quality of those movies. Because there's like classic movies I love, like The Thing and stuff like that, where like they're great. Aliens is another one, I think. Oh, so Star Wars 7 and 9, man, they hurt my heart, if I'm being completely honest. I feel that way about the prequels too. So, okay, Star Wars sequels. So, okay, Star Wars sequels being 7 and 9, right? That's what we're saying. We're treating. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna treat 4, 5, and 6 as the OG, and everything is either prequel or sequel to that. Beauty. It's good to know the ground rules. All right, so 7, 8, and 9. I have some thoughts. I'll highlight some things I liked and things I didn't like, so I'm not just dumping on them for 20 minutes. I absolutely loved that Abrams was very careful to try to use as much of the practical visual effects as he could, because it felt truer to Star Wars than the prequels did with all of the blue screen. It's interesting, like it was one of those things, I think when they did the original trilogy, the fact that they were so low budget is what made them so innovative. And when they went to the prequels, they had all this money to literally throw at these movies, and they relied too heavily on the wrong types of things. Like that money should totally have gone to like set pieces and stuff like that, and I feel like we missed out on that. So 7, 8, 9, I love that they went back to the practical. I love that they captured so much of the aesthetic of 4, 5, and 6. I actually even love that they brought back some of the OG characters. I don't like how they implemented the OG characters, but I love that they brought them back and were able to tie them in. I really feel like they did an injustice to Rey's character, because I don't know, it just felt so all over the place, and they couldn't make up their mind with her character. And it was like they had all the puzzle pieces, but they didn't know what the picture was supposed to be. And so with her character arc, it just felt all over the place. I still don't know why she wasn't a Kenobi. That's my own personal opinion on that. I don't know why she had to be a Palpatine. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Like seeing Hamill and Ford and Carrie Fisher in there, just awesome. I feel like, and it's interesting too, I feel like Ford's character as Han Solo is probably the truest to the Han Solo in the original. Yeah, Kylo's character too. Oh my word. But on the OG character front, like I do feel like like they just, I don't know, for me Luke's character was such a letdown. Because his character was one of hope in the original trilogy, and it was like it was him restoring the order and all this stuff, and then to just throw that all away for shock value, it just sucked, man. Yeah, that's exact. You're absolutely right. He did. I mean, he's gone on record as saying that he was ready to be done after Empire Strikes Back. Like that's actually why. So, side random weird fact for you: the end of Empire Strikes Back, when they freeze him in carbonite, that was done specifically because Ford didn't want to come back, and they didn't know if they were going to have the character or not. So it was kind of one of those weird, like, hey, if we need to exit the character, we will. But we'll see how it goes. And then they convinced him to come back for the third one and that type of thing. Because Ford, again, he's gone on record saying that he felt his character's arc was done after 1. Like he had that redemptive arc at the end there where he helps Luke save the rebellion. So even in 7, when he was there, he was only there for the money, and which I can't really blame him. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So that was the thing with the freezing and carbonite. It was good. Even that line where, so here, man, I am so full of useless facts, but Destiny 2 new seasonal event. Yes, absolutely. Destiny 2 new season. I am all for that. I was hoping to play last night with our good buddy Dame, but he was on his way traveling, so we didn't get a chance to. It's a little bit of a bummer, but I would love to get some more seasonal stuff in with Destiny 2. Have you tried the transmog system, as a side note, the new one? I've heard so many complaints. I'm actually curious to see what people think of it. But while you're answering that, back to that Empire Strikes Back line at the end, where Carrie Fisher says, the big dramatic moment of "I love you," and Ford responds with "I know." What's interesting about that is that wasn't actually scripted. They had done the take like 1,000,000 times, and it just didn't feel right. So then Ford was just like, I'm going to say what I think Han would actually say. And they shot that, and that was the take. They're like, oh my word, why didn't we do this in the first place? And then when they flip it back around and Return of the Jedi, it's just absolutely awesome. So, yeah, dude, this weekend could be good. I'm crazy busy Saturday, but Saturday might work or something. I would be down for that. Moving in real life, though, that's exciting. Are you moving, like, across state or just to a different part of where you're at, or what's that look like for you? Yeah, it was an amazing moment. I appreciated that so much. This is what happens when you trust your actors. So back to opinions on 7, 8, and 9. So I think the cast were fine. I think the character or the actual actors they chose were great actors. Oh, I need to bring my defense up, I think, if we're ever going to wear that piece of gear. But I think the character writing was hot garbage. Nice. That's cool, man. Well, I hope all goes well on that move and you get enough people to give you a hand on it. But I'm sure it'll be a nice change of pace for you. So 7, 8, 9 characters. Yeah, I feel the character writing was terrible, which is why Luke's character was so bad from a writing standpoint. Yeah, 100%. And they're all really solid actors, arguably better than some of the original cast. But again, the way they were written and the implementation of them was just terrible. I was so disappointed with all the missed opportunities, I think, is what bothers me. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Especially in, was it, Last Jedi, the bombing run at the beginning. That was just wonky, man. I don't even know how that worked. Like, I get what he was going for, but it was just, I don't know. And this is the other thing, too. Like, so they have that big dramatic moment at the beginning where all these people are killed off, but they're killing off characters you don't care about because you haven't had any time to care about them. Like that whole thing with Rose's sister and her dying off and then Rose grieving and stuff. That would have been so much better served if they had introduced her character in 7 and developed that relationship. Like, you want actual earned shock value, you invest in character development. And so Rose's character arc just didn't feel like an arc because nothing happened. It was just all of a sudden you were there and you're supposed to feel all these things and empathize and sympathize with this character that you know nothing about. And it was a little, yeah. Wasn't it Rose? That was her name, wasn't it? In Last Jedi? I don't know. She was the mechanic that shocked Finn. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I got to look this up now. I'm not going to be satisfied until I look it up. Give me a second. I'm looking this up just for you, man. Yeah. Yeah, it was Rose. Okay. Whew, man, I panicked there for a second. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely. See, I was confused. No, you're good. You're absolutely right. She was a forgettable character because they didn't do anything. And then she was completely cut out of that third movie, which is super frustrating as well. Hey, welcome to the stream, buddy. It's good to see you. Glad you're here. How was your day, man? You doing all right? Hopefully you can chill with us this evening. You're jumping like, deep end of a Star Wars conversation, so welcome to that. Glad you're here, man. So I, with those characters, I feel like it wasn't that the characters were bad, it was just the character writing was bad, which sucks, because the original trilogy has so many great arcs. Oh, playing some Destiny 2, nice. Are you doing the seasonal stuff right now? Oh, geez, man, so this is the only challenge with Torchlight, is there's some weird stuff going on here. Yeah, I'll spec into that. There we go. Truly hitting. Oh yeah, he's a D2 fan. So Will, this is a good buddy of mine actually. We just kind of got him back into Destiny 2 not too long ago. Daily stuff done already. Good night, man. You're way ahead of me. Here I am trying to grind my way through Torchlight. And you guys are ruffle stomping all the new content. It's good. All right. So the other thing that I didn't enjoy about the new trilogy was that the whole theming was so all over the place with it. Thanks, Will. I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, so the pacing and the theming, like they couldn't settle on a theme, and it's super disappointing. Like I get, oh good, oh yeah, the new sidearm. That's right. like I get, with the anthology movies like Rogue One and Solo, letting a director just kind of go and do their thing, letting a writer kind of go and do your thing. It's a one shot, you can make some cool stories, which Rogue One's still probably one of the better Star Wars movies in recent times. But when you're part of a trilogy, you bring a different director in, which is fine. I don't know. I feel like it's important when you sit down with the director at the beginning to go like, hey, these are the story beats, these are the directions, this is the character development. When you are intentionally planning a trilogy, and arguably a trilogy that carries more cultural weight than most, it is key, so key, to have planned out, mapped out arcs and development and where things are going. And so I don't know. It just felt so haphazard and thrown together. Enchanting. What do we want to enchant here? What's that helm look like? What's this helm any good? No. That's enchant a helm. Sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Do I do enchantment? What do we got? Some mana. Mana back. I'm bringing mana back. Let's get rid of that there. Level around 28. All right. If my theory holds, level 30 should be the end of this game. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure this only had 30 levels in it. I could have Googled it. That would have been smart. But yeah, so those were some of my big frustrations with the sequel trilogy. Is just that they did not have the weight behind them. I think they relied too heavily on the wrong things, and not enough on the story. And they didn't. Unfortunately, those characters couldn't carry a franchise. Like the new characters, they didn't develop it in a way that they could carry a franchise. Like I don't care what happens to any of them after that trilogy, which makes me sad, because when the original trilogy was a thing, I mean, I still remember watching the first Star Wars on a black and white TV in my parents' bedroom when I was wee young. Yeah, man, no, absolutely. Thanks for jumping in and chilling for a bit, buddy. I appreciate it, and for the great talk on Star Wars. Have fun doing some Pokemon. That'd be good, buddy. We'll talk to you later. But yeah, when the original trilogy released, one of the things... I am old, dude. You don't even know. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it a lot. I really do appreciate the feedback. That's good. We'll talk to you soon, man, and we'll definitely pick it up and play some Destiny soon. I am so in for that. Oh, probably shouldn't try to kill the guy trying to sell me stuff. There we go. All right, piercing damage. I don't care about any of that. Don't care about those. What are these? These are good, though. Cool. Oh, we could put that in there. Fight a magic. 3 to armor's good. Boomity boomity. All right. All right, let me just jump back over here. Oh, it's trying to kill me. There we go. All right. Okay, give me just a second, guys. I'm just making sure I got everything configured here properly. Beauty, there it is. All right, we're back. All right. So yeah, talking about trilogies though, finding a trilogy where by the end of it you feel satisfied with the conclusion is a pretty difficult thing. And I was trying to think through some of my favorite movie trilogies over the years. And I came up with a few. I'd be curious what you guys thought. Like, what are some of the trilogies off the top of your head that you just absolutely love and were really satisfied with the way they ended? I got a list for mine. I actually wrote them down because I was like, oh man, I want to make sure I actually can remember these. So I'm going to go through them. If you've got some, throw them up in chat. I would love to hear from you guys on this. See if we have any similar ones or comparable ones or maybe completely different ones that I've never watched. I'm always up for that. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. So I was just talking about that a little bit earlier. That's actually what got me on this kick is that I recently went back through Lord of the Rings. And now arguably, as much as it was the movie that never ended in Return of the King, because it just kept hitting, they're trying to wrap up so many things. I wasn't fully satisfied with the ending because we never got to see any of the Hobbit stuff when they go back to the Shire, where they have to take back the Shire and stuff, which to me was the perfect, like, full circle conclusion for the Hobbits. I love that. But regardless, it still ended well. It was filmed so beautifully. It's hard for me to watch The Lord of the Rings and then think it's the same team that did The Hobbit, which to me was just hot garbage, but that's another discussion for another time. But yeah, so I was going through thinking of some of mine. So here are some of mine, and I'll try to give brief. I say brief. I'll try to be brief on why they're some of my favorites. Maybe not the best, but definitely some of my favorites. First one has to be Back to the Future. All the timey-wimey doesn't make a lot of sense, and this is the thing with time travel anyway, is it never makes sense. It doesn't matter how good you think your science is, doesn't make sense. But I gotta tell you, that trilogy, man, it hit all the right beats. The fact that they used a car for a time machine was amazing. Fun fact, the first draft, it was a refrigerator, but they were afraid that kids would get in refrigerators and die, so they switched it out for a car. So that was amazing. The fact that we got to go back in time and then go to the future and then back to a time where I loved that at the end of the day, their biggest challenge was, I don't think I can hit this guy. He is literally just kicking my butt and I can't get to him. The fact that they didn't have power in the last one, and that was the biggest struggle in all of this, was great. It was really good. It is not, it's bugged here. There we go. And I loved how the arcs ended. You get Marty McFly's, character development arc where he no longer flies off the handle and is a responsible person. The way they finished off Doc Brown was still going and doing his thing, but with a family now, other people to explore adventures with. That was great. Just incredible trilogy. Really enjoy it. A lot of fun. The soundtracks are pretty amazing in it, honestly. Great cameos in that too. Especially in the first one, they had some really, really interesting cameos. If you've ever watched it, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say anything. But there's some great cameos in it, worth watching and trying to find them all. Indiana Jones, that was actually on my list. I'm glad you brought that up. And by the trilogy, I mean the first three we don't count for because that's not an Indiana Jones movie. Nothing about that is an Indiana Jones movie. I would argue that a Harrison Ford in that movie is not even Indiana Jones. Exactly. 100% agree. I'm glad we are of the same mind on this. But the first three were pretty much amazing. Now, the second one was, it's interesting. I would say the second one was a lot more gruesome than 1 and 3. Temple of Doom, man. That heart-ripping scene. I watched that way too young. I was probably I think the first time I remember seeing it, I was 4, maybe 5. And seeing someone's heart ripped out of their chest at 4 or 5. That sticks with you. That's messed up. But regardless, great trilogy. Same thing. Great characters, great character development. The fact that at the end of it, he no longer obsesses over the thing, but he lets it go and realizes the family's more important. There's just so many great things. Ooh, that is an amazing upgrade. We're just going to equip those bad boys. Get rid of. Oh wait, I wasn't paying attention. Was that good? Oh yeah, that's super good belt. What am I doing? Get some sweet gear here. Indiana Jones is another great one. Always had great intros. I like the way they introed all those movies with those kind of pre-movie shorts almost. Were really good. Man, I still need that chess piece. Let's move some of the stuff around here. So let's get rid of those. I don't need that. All right, so Pet Town. So that was a great trilogy. Another one I got on here. Okay, so this one's an interesting one. Which, if you're not a B-movie fan, you may have never seen this. The Evil Dead / Army of Darkness trilogy, which is technically a trilogy, even though the last one's not called The Evil Dead, but it's called... all right, let's head to town real quick. It's actually called Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell, the King of B. Absolutely incredible. Love this guy. Love those films. I don't even think they necessarily had a complete character art. They were just really fun movies, especially Army of Darkness. Definitely my favorite of the three. I just love how over the top and ridiculous that movie is. So much fun. So really, really good. And Bruce Campbell. I mean, what more do you have to say? It's Bruce Campbell. He's amazing. So that's good. I don't think we need this. Let's get rid of it. It's just taking up space in our inventory. That we do need if we can ever actually get enough. What else do you got for me? Level 30. Okay, we're almost there. We've got to be close to the end of this.
Well, hello.
So those are great movies. And then another one on my list was Indiana Jones. We talked about that. The original Star Wars trilogy was amazing. Probably one of the best character arcs, I think, on my list. But there's one trilogy I want to talk about that you may or may not see. And it's interesting because it technically didn't start as a trilogy, but by the end of it became a trilogy, all because of a joke, which is really interesting. And it's the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, by Edgar Wright. If you've never seen those movies, man, do yourself a favor. Go rent them, stream them, whatever. I don't even know where they are. I think they're on Netflix, actually. I think you can see all three on Netflix. Those movies are absolutely brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant. And why they're brilliant is because, well, a lot of reasons, actually. But it's actually because they didn't actually... Oh, yeah. Okay, why they're a trilogy. Let me explain this to you. So it all started with Shaun of the Dead and Edgar Wright writing in a joke about Nick Frost's character. I cannot remember in that movie what his character's name was. His cure for a hangover was Cornetto's ice cream. And so they would get this. There's a scene where they've been drinking all night at the pub, and then they wake up the next morning and they have Cornetto's strawberry ice cream. So it was just kind of a gag he threw in there because it was like his own personal experience. But what was interesting is during the after party for the movie had released, people have seen it, Cornetto's actually sent a bunch of free Cornetto's ice cream to them, which they got. And so, I think I just bit it. Yeah, I did. So random cool feature about this game is you can actually pick where you want to choose and what you want to lose. So we're actually going to resurrect in town and lose nothing because I just came down to this floor. Anyway, so first movie, Shaun of the Dead. They have this joke about Cornetto's ice cream. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Cornetto. I am pronouncing it right. So strawberry ice cream, first movie, Shaun of the Dead. Second movie, because Edgar Wright wanted to try to get more free ice cream, he wrote in a scene where they're eating, if you remember, they're in the car, they're eating the original blue labeled Cornetto's ice cream. He did fail at getting more free ice cream, but it was a hilarious joke nonetheless. And what was more interesting is then when they were in production for A World's End, an interviewer made a note and asked a question about this, like, hey, why did you put Cornetto's ice cream in these two movies? You had the strawberry flavored one in Shaun of the Dead, and then you had the blue original in Hot Fuzz. And he said because they're actually part of a trilogy, but it was a joke. He was joking. He's like, no, it's all part of my master plan. This is a trilogy. But the more he thought about it, the more he decided that World's End was actually going to be part of this trilogy, and then he was going to wrap it all together. And so in World's End, there's actually a Cornetto's flavored, green mint flavored ice cream. What's even more crazy about this, though, is that in the first one, the red ice cream is foreshadow for the blood that is going to be in Shaun of the Dead. The blue labeled ice cream is foreshadowing because of the police in Hot Fuzz. And the green mint in The World's End has everything to do with little green men, which should just blow your mind, because it blew my mind. But also in there, other reasons this trilogy, it's considered a trilogy, and he calls it the Cornetto, or the Three Flavor Cornetto's trilogy, is because he wrote about a lot of the same themes in all three movies, about, the perpetual adolescence, the growing up. You really do need to, man. I've never had the Cornetto's ice cream, but I'd be very curious to try it. Oh man, I am just getting raffle stomped here. Okay, let's just punch all these guys in the face. So interestingly though, what else is interesting? He wrote about these common themes that you see in all three movies, but a good bulk of the cast are in all three movies. I always just assumed because they're British movies, and British movies only have like 40 actors in total. But that was actually part of his thing, is he really liked working with all these guys and gals, and so he kept casting them in his movies, but it worked towards his whole trilogy thing, which he didn't actually mean to do. And so, it was really interesting. So, unintentionally, he created this trilogy, which we now call the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, which is pretty amazing. Another really interesting thing about them that kind of ties all together is the fact that they're actually like poking fun at specific genres, but they're all actually just relationship comedies wrapped in the genre stereotype. But then they flip it And it actually, you know, every one of them catches you with some kind of hook that you didn't plan for, or some side swipe that you weren't planning for. I'm not going to spoil that for anybody that hasn't seen them. If you haven't seen them, you need to fix that. It's worth watching, especially Hot Fuzz. It's probably my favorite of the three. Shaun of the Dead was a great zombie movie, but Hot Fuzz, man, just the plot twists in that were gravy. I absolutely loved it. I was so happy with that. So yeah, the Cornetto trilogy, probably one of my favorites. Because they just, Edgar Wright, I mean, his shooting style alone, I could spend a whole Twitch stream just talking about the way he films movies, because his filming techniques, probably some of my favorite. The way he approaches special effects too are pretty amazing. When he was doing an interview for, I think it was World's End, he talked a lot about, because all of those movies, I think they only together cost him $38 million to make, like total for all three together, and they grossed like 150 something million. But he said, you know, the problem with special effects today is that we rely so heavily on CGI. And in his mind, CGI should always be used to accent and to complement, never to make up all of the effects. And so, you know, there's a scene in World's End where the clones basically come out and they all have this light in their mouth, like shining out of them, because they are what they are. And, you know, what that ended up being was literally he got mini flashlights and stuck it in everybody's mouth and made them run around. And then they just used CGI to pick up the light and make it brighter. But it was still a very practical effect. And that's one of the things I think is one of the reasons I enjoy his movies so much, is because most everything he does is practical and he accents it with CGI. I talked about Baby Driver a little bit last week when we were streaming. And one of the things that's so great about Baby Driver is all of the stunts are practical. There is CGI in it, for sure, but the actual stunts are still done practically. It's not the Fast and the Furious level of, look, we just jumped over a skyscraper or drove down the side of a building. But there's this very practical style to it. And the guy is the master of the jump cut and the long shot. Let me tell you, that guy can do both of those so incredibly well. You should watch the beginning of Baby Driver. I think I linked to it last week. But the beginning of Baby Driver is just a phenomenal example of how he can... Oh man, I am seriously low on health potions. How he can do a long shot. It's awesome. And if you're not familiar with long shots, a long shot is like one continuous movement of the camera without cuts. Sometimes they hide cuts in there, but Wright tries to be very intentional about not doing that if he can avoid it, but instead really leaning into that. So it's pretty awesome when you see it in action. But highly recommend all three of those movies: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. All incredible movies. So check it out. It's really good. They're very, very good. All right. I think we should be fighting something soon. I may have to run back to town again to get some more potions, though. I've burned through a lot in this level. This level seems dramatically harder than the rest for some reason. I have no idea why. So yeah, another one of my trilogies that I absolutely love. Oh, level 27. I think we can spec into that gear. Maybe I should have spent more points in defense before now. All right, we're going to now, because I want to. That's an upgrade. Oh, that's a tasty upgrade. That feels so good. All right, let's can we do it? What's Devastate do? Okay, here we go. You rush forward in a flurry of powerful attacks using all equipped melee weapons. Movement is toward the cursor, draining mana as you go. Inflicts 100% weapon damage, 10% faster movement. What's this do? Armor for 6 seconds, slower movement for 20 seconds. Dang, man, that's a pretty aggressive thing. Well, risk it for the biscuit, I guess. I need to equip this. Let's put it on 4. And let's put this on 5. I haven't been using it. I forgot I had a speed spell casting mission quest thing. These portals go anywhere? Nope. Oh, let's try it. I don't know what I'm doing. Did I activate it? I don't feel like I activated it. Is it a passive? Was I not paying attention? Or do you have to hit it? Oh, you have to. Okay, you have to attack them with it. I see. Interesting. I don't understand the part where it says it's continuously draining mana. Because it doesn't look like it's doing that to me. Maybe you just keep holding it? Oh yeah, there we go. You just hold it. Okay. And then everything dies. You gotta heal though, I know that. Interesting. Where does it? Doesn't really show my debuffs though, does it? Okay. This Devastator, I may have to put that on 1 though, because I feel like 4 is really hard to hit around. There we go. So I have been an MMO player for years, and so I use an MMO mouse when I play everything. So all of my buttons, like what you're seeing on the skill bar at the bottom, are actually mapped to like the side thing. I don't know if you can see it on my camera or not. But I've got like everything mapped along here. And it makes it so much easier to play most every game I play. Even shooters, I use this mouse. And people freak out at me because I do it. But I find it so much better. I don't know. That's just me. But what about you guys? Like, what's your favorite mouse that you use? Are you just like a 2-button kind of guy? Are you like a MOBA mouse style person? Or what makes it work for you when you're gaming? Oh gosh, I need to heal. I think we need to go to town. Let's make that happen.
Your pet is fleeing.
Yeah, my pet's like dead. That's why he's fleeing. Alright, here we go. Okay. Let's sell some stuff, shall we? Oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, are those an upgrade? Yeah, they are. 26 armor, I'm going to take those to the bank. Actually, I'm going to put them on me. I'm not taking them to the bank. Alright, vendor all that. I think we can get rid of those, but we need to find a potions dealer. Like Sepe.
Goodbye.
I know one of these guys sells potions. Is it her?
I've got the finest cut gems in Ember.
Nope. Oh, we can sell his stuff over here, though. I need some men. I need some health potions. There we go. Found him. Let's just burn some of this gold we have. You know what? It never hurts. You can never have too many. We need towards getting a mouse with a few more buttons. Right now, mine is a 4-button. 4-button, man, that's a classic. I used 4 buttons forever. And then when I started playing World of Warcraft, I was doing this all the time, where I was like scrolling on the screen and clicking all the hotkeys. So you had like 15 hotkeys that I was clicking, and it just got to be crazy. 2 more for D3. That's fair. You should look at a MOBA mouse, man. Like the 6-button's pretty handy. I'm trying to get to my portal and I don't. There it is. A 6-button's kind of nice. Allows you to map everything around. I say 6-button like 6 on the side. It's actually like a 9-button mouse, I think, or something. There are some pretty decent options out there for like a MOBA style mouse. That would work. Well, so you can actually, there are a few, like Corsair mice specifically have larger buttons on the side. It's interesting because my thumbs are actually fairly wide, which is a weird statement to make. But I still find like I tend to lean more. My first one was a Naga Razer Epic, or a Razer Naga Epic, sorry, and it had tiny side buttons, but I got used to it, and then that's all I used. But Corsair actually has theirs, I believe, is a much larger sidebar button thing, which might work for you. I think Logitech has one too. I want to say the is it C502 or 602 is like a 6-button sidebar, and it's pretty nice actually, because the buttons are actually elongated a little bit, so there's more surface area lengthwise for you to kind of tap with your thumb. So it works pretty good. But those are just my experience anyway. I mean, it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different style of grip too. Are you a palm grip or a claw grip? That's the next question you gotta ask yourself, because that can actually determine what kind of mouse you want to get. Right? I know no one thinks about it, but it's funny when you're reviewing them. Palm grip, yeah, that's fair. I have a weird grip. I think it's come because I've used MMO mice for so long. When I'm not being attacked, I'll actually show you how I grip my mouse. Because I actually have a weird side grip. It's kind of this weird claw grip, but I do it from the side, which sounds weird, but I'll show you in a second. I think I've got just this one guy left. All right, so when I hold a mouse, I don't know if I can do this on camera because I don't know if my mouse is long enough. So like most people, if you can see that, will, here we go. So they palm grip it here, or they claw grip it here. I actually hold my mouse on the side like this. And so I'm like pushing buttons here and moving this way, which I guess is weird. I don't know. Some of my buddies, when they come over and we game, they look at that and go like, what the heck are you doing with your mouse? But I find it much, yeah, I don't know. It's just how I played for so long. That's how I roll. So it's kind of interesting. But it's good. I don't mind it. Oh, the game paused, didn't it? Oh, that's gravy. Man, maybe this isn't the end. I thought level 30 was the end of this. I should check the quest and see what we're actually doing here. I love that this merchant's just hanging out. It's like, yeah, no, it's all right. I got this. I pay my rent. It's fine. All right, here we go. I want to talk to him, see if he's got anything. Yeah, right? It's a lazy claw. I like that. That's exactly what it is. It's the lazy claw. Like, I couldn't be bothered to hold the mouse properly, but I still have a claw grip. I have a lazy claw grip. That's beauty. I think that's the thing now. I do. I have the lazy claw grip, which works well for me. All right, what do we got? What are we selling? Let's spend all this crap. I don't care what it is. 56. Nope, not as good. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Keep forgetting I have to hold shift to send all this stuff over to the vendor. All right, here we go. Ooh, what are we going to enchant this time? Oh, wait, I got that new belt, didn't I? Let's enchant that. As a new enchantment, what do we add? Ranged weapon expertise? How is that helpful? I'm not throwing anything. Alright. That's a terrible enchantment. I'm super disappointed in it. Alrighty. Let's just go, huh? So I've been trying to think through, because I assumed I was going to get through this tonight. Like, me and my foolishness thought that, oh yeah, I can bang out the last 4 levels of Torchlight, assuming that there were 30. We'll need another game to play. And now I'm looking at the time going, I'm probably not going to get to another game. But I've been working all week to try to figure out what to play next. And I think I found the game that I want to show you guys. One of the things with this particular stream is I want to introduce you guys to games you may not have played, that you may have missed along the way, because there are some great titles. Now, in all fairness, I only like 3 or 4 genres, so most of the titles I'm going to play are going to be in those genres. But there's some great games in those genres, so it works out well. It's still a win-win as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that's good coffee. But yeah, I was actually back and forth between 2 titles because I love the period they're set in and the style of game. They're both ARPGs, but I'm a huge fan of like that Victorian Gothic, not quite steampunk, but that like magic and science kind of thing. I like steampunk, but I like it when it's like a little more. Oh, what's this? Oh, it was a teleport. Oh, my word. I didn't know this was going on there. But I like it when it's a little more subtle. I don't need like straight up full steampunk. Like give me some Tesla, lightning thrown around and stuff, but I don't need all steampunk. So both of these games though kind of fit that bill. One leads a little heavier into the magic, one leads kind of tries to balance the magic and science. But they both are really, really good games. And so hopefully tonight we'll get to the one that I ended up landing on, and I can explain why later. But I'm excited because you can actually play with a controller, which I never thought I would be someone that liked ARPGs on controller. But I have discovered, I think Diablo 3 really changed my mind on that when, was it back in 2013 when that game dropped on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360? I remember picking it up on my PlayStation 3 and having that right thumbstick do a dodge roll blew my mind. It was amazing. And so I'm excited because if we get to play this next game, I can play with a controller, which most games I prefer keyboard, but it's a rare kind of thing that I enjoy it better with the controller. So we'll see how that goes. But all right, is there any games that you guys would like to see me attempt to play through, or ones that like you played but didn't get the time that they deserve by other players? Because I'm always curious about learning about new games. I'm also quite lost. Okay, we went this way. Here we go. We're not lost. I was just kidding. I was just playing. All right. Oh, I think we need to use the old Devastate ability again. I don't really understand how this works. Something turn-based with a lot of text. See, this is what I appreciate about you. You know me. For those that don't know me that are reading that comment, I cannot play turn-based games to save my life. And things with a lot of text are great for skipping. I get lots of practice in the skipping when games have a lot of text. when we used to play World of Warcraft, Dame and I, Dame's one of the hosts on the Roll the Level podcast and part of the team. We used to run stuff with his wife because she's a big Warcraft fan as well. To the point that I think she was like one of the first on our server to get the Lore Master quest or Lore Master achievement. Like she really likes lore, and so it was always story time when we get on there, and they would just fill me in on all the story that I had skipped over, and it was great because I felt like they were better storytellers than the game was, so it worked out quite well. But yeah, I don't know. I have yet to find a turn-based game that I really enjoy. Like I play a couple mobile games, but I play a lot of Galaxy Heroes because a buddy of mine at work plays, and it's a turn-based game. But honestly, as soon as I can hit auto, that game just becomes an auto grinder for me. I do not enjoy the combat of turn-based systems. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't. I think it has to do with the time it takes to do that stuff. Holy smokes, these teleporters though. Yeah, I think I like strategy where I have to think on my feet and move quick. I don't like sitting around and waiting a long time. So I like that responsive, quick strategy stuff. Ooh, I need to spec in here. I mean, do we put another point in Devastate at this point, or just... I don't feel like I'm using it that much. What does this do? 104 damage. Okay, it doesn't... I mean, that damage is pretty nice. Alright, well, we're getting to... Probably... I think we're getting to a final boss. Who knows? Let's see what we got here. I'm so lost. Didn't we just come from here? Yeah, we totally did. Alright. Who else is lost? Is it just me? I feel super lost right now. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. I haven't explored this room yet. Let's see where we're going. So I recently started talking about magic and science. I recently started watching on Netflix a show called Shadow and Bone, which I discovered today is actually based on a book series, which I knew nothing about and still don't. But it is an interesting premise, and I love, like, I'm only 3 episodes in. I don't even know if I've done the 3rd one yet. But I really love the world building of that they're doing. It's interesting for someone that can't be bothered with like a lot of text and lore in video games. I love shows that spend time on world building. You know, all the intricate details of the world and the rules of how things work and stuff like that. I just appreciate it. I appreciate when they spend the time to explain things. Like Magic is a great example of that. Man, props to writers who actually take the time to think through the mechanics of Magic and how it actually functions in the space that it's in. It's one of the things I'm enjoying about Shadow and Bone is that it, you know, the Magic users in that, like, they take the time narratively to, you know, for some exposition to actually explain functionally how that all works. And man, it's so good. Like, I appreciate it because then you know the limitations. It's not like you can just do anything they want. There are limitations and costs and consequences. And the Witcher series, which, you know, from a game standpoint, is interesting. I've only ever played The Witcher like with a lot of mods because I don't really appreciate a lot of nudity in video games. So I typically mod the games a lot, which people have varying opinions on that, and that's fine. Cool. That's all right. But one of the things I do really enjoy in there is they do take some time as you go to explain how magic works and the cost of magic and the consequences of it. And the show did the same thing, which was great. They really spend time on that. So really like that about this new series I'm watching. So it's good. All right, gotta clear some bag space here. Give me 1 second. Any new shows for you guys that you're watching that you're going, man, this is really good or way better than I thought it was going to be? I still haven't watched Bad Batch. I need to do that at some point. I think I'll save that one for me and the kids. We'll watch that one together. But the great debate is, do you wait till it's out completely before you watch it, or do you watch it, you know, episodically and wait a week? I mean, arguably you're waiting either way, but you're waiting without the stress. You're rewatching old stuff? Nice. What are you watching right now? Like, you say old stuff. I just told you that I watched Star Wars when I was 4. So, what's old stuff? Heroes. Oh man, first season of Heroes, so good. I loved the first season of Heroes, and then I stopped watching it. For no other reason than that happens to me all the time when I'm watching TV shows. I have a hard time with sticking with TV shows. So did you watch Heroes all the way through originally, or is that why you're going back now? And if so, if you did see it all the way through, did you enjoy it all the way through? Did it hold up well? Man, we're still on level 30, guys. Yeah, that's fair. I think I got like 2 episodes or 3 episodes into the second season, but I don't remember much of that show at all. Yeah, I'm so kind of burned out on the hero stuff and the metahuman stuff right now. I know it's the way we're going with narrative stuff on TV, but I don't know. I saw an ad the other day for, I think it's called Jupiter's Legacy, and I've heard great things about it, but I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can do another superhero thing right now. I love superhero stuff, so please don't misread that. I talked about Batman for 3/4 of an hour last week, but yeah, I don't know. We've just had so much lately. Like, it's such a saturation on the market that I'm so ready for something else. Which is why I'm excited for some of the new Star Trek stuff to come out, and again, enjoying the Shadow and Bone. I need a change of pace, I think, in my my show watching. But so how is Heroes the second time around? Are you enjoying the watch through this time? Are you on season 1, 2? Which season are you on? I don't even know how many seasons there are, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. Damn. There is a 31st level. You know what I'm not sure on? I think I had a quest for this level. Near the end of 1, it holds up. Nice. All right. Maybe I'll have to check it out sometime. You know what I do need to do? I need to check my quest log. Quest for glory. Oh, good. We killed the dude. Okay. Shimmering Demons asks you to find a piece of Shimmering. No. Rescue Sai. That's what we're working on right now. I think Rescue Sai is the last quest of the game, which I'm hoping is coming up here. So let's go back to town real quick, vendor out real quick, and then hopefully this next level is the boss.
Good to see ya.
And we'll see how it goes. All right. I feel like I came up here for something else too, but I don't remember what it was. Actually, pet doesn't have anything.
Take care
Oh,
now.
he does.
Hello there.
Oh no, he sold all the spells. Okay, good.
It's not a scam.
All right, let's do it. Hello there. It's not a skirt. Sorry, I guess I've never mentioned that I really enjoy doing accents as well. They're a lot of fun. All right, here we go. Let's go downstairs. Poor old contacts are dried out, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Floor 31. Here we go. Cut our way through this. Okay. What is a series that you never went through that you've always wanted to go through? Oh, I was not paying attention. That's awkward. Entrance to the floor. I will do that. I have 2 on my list that I never actually saw. Stargate Atlantis. Oh, okay. I saw Stargate Atlantis. I'm a big Stargate fan. I love Stargate. Watched them all the way through. Atlantis actually was good, but it took a couple seasons to find its feet. I found like it the first about season and a half, maybe almost 2 seasons. It's been a while now, so don't quote me on that time. But It kind of just repeated a lot of SG1. But I think about halfway through that second season, it really started to get its identity. And much of the way as most like spin-off sci-fi does, right? Like DS9 did the same thing with that, or with Star Trek Next Generation, where it kind of had the same, story beats in it, but it was the first one that ever transitioned from like the serial style to a more season-long story arc. But Atlantis kind of did the same thing, where it really it got hung up on being an SG-1 thing, but then eventually it's like, we're going to do our own thing. And when they started doing their own thing, it got really good. I really liked it, actually, near the end. Or the last couple seasons were really good. Stargate. I love Stargate. I should go back and rewatch it. If I had all the time in the world, I would honestly probably just... I wouldn't get anything done. I'd just be watching TV all the time. But it was a really good show. Highly recommend. Let's put some more into our damage, because you can never have enough damage. Alright, we're going to crank up that crit chance. So yeah, Atlantis was really good. Actually, a show that I have always wanted to sit down and go all the way through, but never have. And people are just, shocked and appalled by this, but I have never seen Seinfeld all the way through. Which is so outside my arc. I'm not a big comedy watching guy. There's not a lot of comedies I enjoy. But Seinfeld's one of those ones that every time I sit down an episode, I laugh, but I've never actually gone through it as a series. And it's on one of the streaming platforms now. I easily could, but I've just never sat down to it. And one that I've never done either that I really feel like I should. Not because I necessarily am interested in it, but it was kind of one of those cultural pieces, cultural icons in the late 90s, was Friends. And again, don't really have a desire to see that one at all, but it's one of those series that if you were a late 90s teenager or 20-something, you've seen Friends. I've never watched a full episode of Friends. True story. Judge me all you need to. I get it. But no, never been a thing for me. My word, there's so much death right now. Here we go. Oh, I see. It's like a swinging stomp thing. All right, so let's swinging stomp this guy. Poor pet, man. He's struggling. Just devastating everything. All right, let's punch this. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn in that quest while there. Right? That's good, man. That's good. Alright, let me run back to town, because I forgot to turn in that quest on floor 30. Silly old me. Alright, here we go. It was over here.
This will be a fantastic adventure.
See if he's got any more quests for me. I swear he just generates it. Level 32! Oh my word. Hear me thinking we were down on level 30. Wow. I was really wrong. Oh, don't want that. I don't want that.
Bye-bye.
All right. Tell you what, I am going to be back in 30 seconds. Literally within 42 seconds. So time me on that. I just need to run and grab something real quick. So I'll be right back. All right, how did I do? Did I get there in 42 seconds? I didn't count. I was hoping someone else would. Okay. Oh, wrong way. 58? Really? It took me 58 seconds? Dang. I clearly need to work on my running upstairs time. All right. Well, thank you for keeping track for me. I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's keep going. I am way slower than I thought I was. That's good to know. That was a humbling moment. Thank you for keeping me humble.
Dare you trespass here? I will destroy you for your insolence.
This dude needs to die. Seriously. This devastate ability, now that I understand how it works, is actually pretty good. It is devastating. It is a gift, and I appreciate it greatly.
Ulrich has been consumed so completely. Ordrak is the cause. He has nested in the ember for time beyond telling. The twisted creatures in this mountain are a reflection of his heart. His dark spirit runs through them. Master Ulrich is crafting dark ember.
Well, I'm glad I can appreciate it for you.
Done so eventually.
All right, we gotta kill Ulrich and Ordic.
Voice calling to me.
All right, let's kill them all.
You have gained a task.
Where's she going? Let's follow her. See if she takes us to a teleporter thing. Where the heck is she going? Also, why does she get to run so much faster than we do? Oh, look, it's a portal. That's nice. All right, let's go into the deep. Hopefully level 32 is here somewhere. I wonder if 32 is the last level. Oh, we got like 17 minutes to try to beat this game. Let's see if we can do it. I'd like to say it's a speed run, but it's taken me 3 weeks to beat this, so I think I definitely haven't beaten any speed run records. All right, here we go. Is it a portal? Nope, it's just a shiny thing. Oh, let's start a fight. Here we go, here we go. Oh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I still need to watch Seinfeld. It's still on my list. I really would like to watch it all the way through. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But definitely good. Have you guys seen Seinfeld? Any of you guys seen Seinfeld? I mean, I'm sure you have. Like I feel like I'm the only person in the world that hasn't seen it. Some, not all. Okay, well that's, you know, that's still more than me, so you're doing great. That's good. Yeah, I think it would be good. I mean, it's a brilliant concept of writing a show about nothing. And it's not, and I mean, there have been ones since then that have done very similar things, but I feel like Seinfeld really kind of carved a space out for that. But it's kind of like The Office that way, where like The Office is really about nothing, but it still manages to just do such an incredible job with that premise. So it's good. But trying to think of other ones. Jersey Shore, Real Housewives of Everywhere. Right? Truth, man. Truth. You're not wrong. You know what show I absolutely love that really, like, when you boil it right down, didn't really write about anything but was just brilliant, was IT Crowd. That's a series that everybody should watch. The IT Crowd was absolutely incredible. Yeah, so good. So good. Some of my favorite characters ever in that. Moss is just absolutely brilliant. Character of Moss. Yeah, the whole story arc, that was awesome. Even when they went back after like 3 series and oh, I need to heal. There we go. Went back after 3 series and did like that like really long episode that essentially tried to tie up all the loose ends, but didn't. That's what I loved about it. It just brought it all around. Moss should be every IT guy's spirit animal ever. He is incredible. I'm dying. Yeah, Moss is amazing. And Roy's another great character. Absolutely love Roy. They're all great, actually. Jan was good. Yeah, it was a great show. Totally. Highly recommend. If you have not seen the IT Crowd, you need to watch it. If you are in IT and have not seen the IT Crowd, you're doing yourself a disservice. Let me tell you. There's some very relatable moments in that. Highly recommend. And whatever you do, don't be a desk bunny. And if you don't know what that is, you need to watch IT Crowd so that you'll know. That's my helpful advice for the day. I don't think I ever saw that actually. Was it a British one as well? Oops, hit the wrong button. Man, I'm gonna need more health potions here. I'll have to check it out, see if I can find it. I'm very curious about that. I typically like British series because they're a lot, like they know when to end a show, unlike American TV, that will just keep running something forever, long past its expiry date. Like Big Bang ran way longer than it should have. As an example. Ooh, ow. I need to go get a health potion. And by a health potion, I mean a bunch of health potions. Is my dog still with me? I wasn't paying attention at all. Oh yeah, he's still alive. Rock on. Let's go talk to this lady here.
I've got the finest cut gems in Ember.
Alright, let's vendor all this. I wonder if there's some other good, funny shows. Oh, I really like... Oh, I thought she had potions. Maybe he has potions. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's amazing. Every few seasons. Yeah, see, you're right. Doctor Who is a great example of that, where they keep it fresh by essentially casting new characters, which I think is great. 100%. Because you can always get reinvested, in new characters. That was good. Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's great too. I really like that. As much as I like it, though, I do hope they kind of wrap it up in the next little bit. I'm ready for it to be... see, this is the tension, right? Like, anytime you get a really good show that's like riding the high of being a good show, the temptation is to always keep going with it and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And then you will get to a point, it's that whole thing where you'll be the hero, live long enough. You live long enough as a hero, you'll live long enough to be a villain or something, so yourself become a villain. I don't know. It's a quote from The Dark Knight. Someone find it. It's good. But it's true with TV series, too. Like, if you keep a series going too long, eventually you get to the point where people will turn on you. Yeah, exactly. 100%. You're absolutely right. The Office should have ended after Pam, and this may be an unpopular opinion here, but after Jim and Pam got married, should have been the end of The Office. I know some people say it should have ended when Michael left, but I think it should have ended after they got married. And they should have left, and that should have been the end of the show, because arguably the show was really about them anyway. Everybody else was just comedic relief, but the real relationship in that show, I'm not saying there wasn't other character development, because Michael Scott specifically had an incredible character arc, but I still think it should have ended after Jim and Pam got married, personally. Side note, did you know that in one of the original scripts or like narrative arcs for that show, Jim was going to cheat on Pam after they got married? That was supposed to be an arc. And thankfully someone had more wisdom in that, because that would have just wrecked the show. Okay, let's vendor that. Let's ID that. Okay. Alrighty. How's the music audio level? Sorry. Would have been some. You're right. It would have been so out of character, and that's why I'm very thankful that they didn't go that route, especially because of all the process he went through to get to a point of getting married to her, and just that pursuit of her, and it's good. You're not hearing any music right now? Oh, okay. Let me turn it up here. Give me 2 seconds. I know it's going. It's weird, man. I routed all the audio through. I was telling Will this earlier. Like I've remastered the entire audio on my computer now, so that everything is branched out into a different thing. So give me a second. Tell me when you can hear it well. How's that? Should have it there now. Oh, good. Okay, you can't hear that. Is it too loud or is it okay? It is okay? All right. Cool. Can you still hear the game audio? is the only part of my setup I'm still... You can't hear game audio, so it needs to be louder. Okay, give me 1 second here. This is one part of my setup. I'm still trying to figure out how best to EQ. I've been hearing your voice. Oh man, I'm so sorry. That's unfortunate for you. Alright, let's try that for game audio. Oops, and see what it sounds like. Of course, there's nothing in. How's that? Any better? Maybe you're not getting. You should be getting. Oh, yeah. Okay, you are. Okay, good. Yeah, I think I have a way of. Oh man, I just poured over the hotspot. Yeah, it's the monitoring, like pre-mix or pre-stream monitoring, is a very interesting thing. Stream guys. I'm still trying to find a good solution to that. Oh, I bit it. I don't want to. I'm just gonna resurrect here and take the hit. Yeah, it hurts so bad. Let's go there. Yeah, so still trying to figure out how to monitor well, but we'll get it figured out. This is all a great experiment.
Your pet.
Eventually, oh, my pet again.
Quest
All right,
complete.
quest complete. Okay, let's Oh, saved by the level up. Ooh. Thought that was it. I thought we were done. I thought I was toast.
You have
That was
gained
intense.
fame.
I clinched a little there. That was nuts. Alright, let's spec in there. Let's do this. I think we're actually going to spec into that a bit. I probably should be specking more into survivability, but meh. Alright. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. He's in the audio. Oh, there we go. Is this the end? Is this the boss? I feel like this is like a boss thing. Nope, it's just another hallway. Never mind. Okay. I regret nothing. Okay. If you could only watch one TV series for the rest of your life, what would it be? What would be that TV series for you? I know mine right out of the gate. I don't even think about it. It'd be TNG. The Office? Nice. There you go. No, mine's TNG. Through and through. 100%. I love TNG. Probably my... Sorry, for those who don't know, the Next Generation of Star Trek, Next Generation. I'm a sci-fi geek at heart. And TNG, like those characters, oh, love those characters. They had some great episodes. They had some terrible episodes. They had some great episodes, too. Thoroughly enjoyed them. So yeah, definitely TNG. I actually typically always have Star Trek on the docket. Like I'm usually always watching some series of Star Trek. This is actually the longest stint I've gone without watching Star Trek, and it's just because I've committed to going back through all of the Star Wars series, like Clone Wars and all that jazz. But typically, like I think I'm 3/4 of the way through Voyager right now. Well, this can't be good. They're giving me gold and health before I go into whatever's next. Is this literally just a portal into something? Okay. So why do you pick The Office? I'm curious. I mean, I'm picking TNG, because I grew up on it. It was the first Star Trek I remember really watching. I watched the original series. It was fine for what it was. But I think at heart, TNG was like best nostalgia. Couldn't not watch it again. That's fair. I can respect that. I tried rewatching The Office. I like The Office a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's a great show, but I didn't get the rewatch value out of it that I hoped I would. Like I rewatched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and just laughed the whole time. Loved it. Loved it. The Halloween episodes are amazing. But The Office is one of those ones where like I don't mind sitting down to an Office or like an episode of The Office, but I don't want to binge it like I do things like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Star Trek or Fill in the Blank. So I don't know why though, because I really like the show. Like, it's not like oh, it was terrible, I don't want to ever watch it again. Thoroughly enjoyed it, but just never really. I don't know. Second playthrough just wasn't as good for me. It is very quotable, though. I do appreciate that. Alright, here we go. Okay. I need to write something down before I forget. Because that's not how it works. Let's put this out here. Remind me not to forget. That's important. Oops. Oh, did I summon a town portal again? Really gonna move that button. Okay, here we go. Man, I really thought we were going to get all the way through this tonight. That's so funny. Let's vendor all that. I was so confident that I would be playing a different game. I was wrong. I was terribly, terribly wrong. Okay. Clean these up. Where we at? 31 versions, I think. Good. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. There's the Omega. Alright, transitioning to video games. What was one of your favorite endings to a video game? Like, not necessarily of all time, just one that comes to your head right away. I think for me, one of the big ones that I absolutely love the most, Chrono Trigger. Nice. Have you been watching Dame stream on Monday nights? He's actually replaying Chrono Trigger right now. No, Earthbound. I don't think I ever played Earthbound, to be honest with you. You should check out Dame streams on Monday night. He does 7 to 9, which kind of interferes with a couple things, but... Oh, you can't watch someone play it? That's interesting. Is it just because you play it differently? Like you feel like you play it a different way and therefore... It's like watching someone kissing my wife. Alright, okay. Alright, fair. Okay. I think one of my favorite endings to a video game is actually the end of Halo 3. Probably one of the best endings ever. I wish they had left the Chief there. I'm okay that they wanted to do other games in the Halo universe. I just think they should have a different character. Although I did hear rumors that Infinite, finally, Halo Infinite is coming out this summer. Apparently Microsoft has teased that 343 is saying that it is happening. But I don't know, I've kind of lost heart with that series. I just super sad about where it's at right now. I didn't like how Guardians ended. Mechanically, it was definitely the best Halo. Story though, I was kind of like, meh, take it or leave it. I liked that they brought back some of the characters, like having what's his face? Buck back was really great. Still not played it? Oh, it's worth a playthrough. It's not a bad game. I just was so satisfied at the end of 3 that I didn't feel they needed to do 4, 5, and 6. Like, why not just have a different team and some different Spartans and build up another legacy? You know, do 3 games with that and then maybe have a game where you bring the Chief back to meet up with him. But anyway, that's just me though. Dude, I've played through, I've actually just recently played through 1, 2, and I think I'm 3/4 of the way through ODST. But I just have not gotten back to it. which sucks. I really should.
My inventory is
Oh, inventory's full. Well, that's no good. How am I supposed to pick stuff up with my inventory being full? They're fun to go back and play, but it's interesting. It's actually quite challenging to go back and play the old ones because of just the mechanics and how the games handle.
my pack is full.
I struggled actually quite a bit when I was playing through them. Let's send the pet to town here. He needs to heal anyway. Oh, he's still fleeing. Go to town. He's still fleeing. My word. Do I have any healing potions for this guy? Hold on. Let's go this way. Heal. Yeah, go
Your
back to town.
pet
There we
has
go.
departed.
Oh, it's true. I don't have time for that. Yeah, Halo 1 was great. Great playthrough. It was really fun. Playing it on PC is actually pretty great. I love that you can switch between the old graphics and the new graphics. It's just a fun treat, which I'm excited for in Diablo 2 Resurrected. I think that's going to be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, I think it'd be worth a playthrough again. They were good. Excuse me. All right, we've got to be getting close to the boss, guys. Like this is long. Oh, I need to go turn that quest in. Dang it, Bobby. Let's portal in to here. See where we're at here. Still got lots of those. Still lots of those. Okay, one more level, and then we got to call it. Let's see if this gets us here. I'm hoping it does. Who knows? I don't. Clearly. I thought it ended 3 levels ago. Oh, I forgot to turn that quest in. Oh my word. Seriously, guys. Serious. Alright, I guess we're going back to town because I'm an idiot. Forgot to turn in that quest. If he says like level 35 or something. Oh, he's out of quests. Hallelujah. That can only mean one thing. We're almost there. I have new energy levels to do this. Let's see where we're at. Ooh, grand recovery potion. All right.
Hi there.
Bring this in.
Good luck to you.
Here's hoping level 33 is the last level. So yeah, Halo 3 had an amazing ending for me. Man. Oh, Jedi Fallen Order. Just finished that recently. Love the game. I love that game, actually, just start to finish. I haven't finished a narrative-driven game in so long. It was so great. I was so happy. That game, man, I wish there was an ability to like forget how awesome a game was so you could rediscover it. I don't know how to do that, but it was so good. It'd be worth it another playthrough because it was just a great game. Goodness to die. There we go. Oh, yeah, but I don't think that would end well at all. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of forgetfulness we want. I mean, I appreciate the suggestion, though. Alright, we gotta be close to the end of this. Come on. Come on. I feel like I've just cleaved my way through this entire game. Let's just speed run here. Oh no, that's not gonna speed run this. Okay, we gotta be getting close. Here we go. Derbyshire. Famous priest. So much death. Just did that. That's a monster every time. I guess this is just dead ends, but yeah. Report that. I feel like you're supposed to do that. Let's heal him up, actually. Alright. I'll take him. Just circle back.
Your pet is free.
What else is new? My pet's always funny. I think this is the one. Where's the end of the map? I hope I'm not running right at the boss or something. I hope there's a portal that takes me there. Because I'm just booking it, hoping there's an ending here. If not, I'm going to die so hard in a second. Oh gosh, I really thought there was just an ending here. Ah, run for your lives! So guys, this is a great example of what you shouldn't do in an ARPG. Where's the exit? Oh god, he's the guy. Pushing through. We got this. Eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger. There's no looking back. Don't stop me now. Oh, this is a good time. Having a ball. Oh, good night. There's so much death here. Alright. We're gonna take these guys because we're tougher than that. Like a boss. Better be some gold on the floor after that. Mess. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I am awkwardly out of potions.
Your pet has fled.
My health is low.
We should buy some more potions, bro. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop a portal and portal. That was intense. Okay, here we go.
Hello, friend.
Sell that. I do need to buy some potions.
It's not a scat.
It's not a scat.
Hail.
A little bummed you can't buy anything better than the, whatever these are, the super health potions. Because I'm eating those things for breakfast right now. Okay, let's do back to this.
Good journey.
Okay, back to the dungeon. Wow, I thought we were going to bite it there. Thought that was it. Where's the end? Oh man. Alright, we're gonna hold them up with their chair, try to kill them all. Like this. I'd love to finish this. Oh, there's the downstairs. Here we go, here we go. Here's hoping, guys. Here's hoping. I found some stairs. Please be final floor. Please be final floor. Come on. Come on. Level 30. Hello? So close to level 19. But I'm gonna have to call it here soon, boys. How's it getting sleepy? I guess I really want to. Oh, there it is. All right, let's bring it back to the entrance here. Looks like we're gonna have one more night of this of Torchlight before we get into that new game that I was hinting at, which I'm very excited. Might max out crit. Okay, let's we'll get for inventory right now. Just vendor it all. What's this do for you? Meh. In there. All right, let's send the pet to town. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I legitimately thought I was going to get through the game today, which is okay because it means we can finish it up next week, and I've still got that other game in the wings, which I'm quite excited for. Thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to tune into our other streams. We stream Monday night. Dame takes on Monday night from 7 to 9. Sarah jumps on Tuesday night from about 8:30 to 10. She's been playing through some SNES games, which has been really interesting to watch. So I think she was doing Donkey Kong Country the other day, which is great. And then you can join me Wednesday night from about 10:30 till midnight, give or take, if we're trying to beat Torchlight. And then on Friday mornings, typically the three of us get together. We stream our podcast recording and then jump into some type of co-op game. Recently, we actually started Drake's Hollow, which I'm quite excited to get back to this Friday. I believe Sarah and I are going to be doing that. Dame's away. But yeah, thanks again for joining, and we'll talk to you next time on the stream. We'll see you then.